In this video, I'm going to explain to you how I find new platform programs early and how I use it to make $8 million at 21 years old. These programs happen every single year, and I posted a video on my main channel about it, but there was a lot of comments saying that I needed to be more specific and give a step-by-step breakdown. So I'm going to try my best to do some yap to make it more clear for you guys. This video is not designed to hold your retention, so I would put the shit on 1.25x speed. So these platforms drop programs every single year, and course sellers specifically thrive off the back of it because they're usually capable people that are just early and then capitalize on it, and they show the results and then tell you how to do it, which is good and dandy. But in this video, I'm going to try to explain to you how to be in their position so you can be early and capitalize on it. But I will say it's way fucking harder to do this usually because there's not just like a step-by-step playbook laid out for you. If you're looking for 3 easy steps to get rich today, this is probably not the video, but I will give you as much sauce as possible and explain like the real raw reality, or just like the truth about like how hard it could be and how to get over those humps, yada, yada, yada. I'm yapping. So step 1 is being well positioned in the first place and finding these new platform programs. I'm going to absolutely share some crazy alpha with you guys. These platform programs actually are announced before they drop. So these platforms put out articles or they go to news outlets to talk about their new initiatives, and you could literally look up Snapchat monetization or Snapchat new program or Facebook new program or TikTok new program, and you will find articles on this. You can do that same search on Twitter, but here are examples of just platforms dropping shit or information on new programs before they actually drop it, so you can be well positioned. TikTok Shop launches in the US. Facebook announces a new monetization program. Epic is going to give 40% of Fortnite's net revenue back to creators, yada, yada, yada. You can see articles before it, groundbreaking stuff, but for some reason, nobody checks this or thinks to just look up programs. Next, there's another way to do this is there's been a lot of guru type people that have been successful on these programs now and are yapping to the camera, explaining sauce early just because they're trying to get people on the internet to fuck with them. So I would just go follow a bunch of those people on short form and long form, because the chances are those people have connections to platforms or people that have insider info, and they usually get info a little bit faster than somebody who's a beginner does. So I would just look at what they're saying, because usually they'll have some sauce. That was not a call to action to subscribe, I swear to God. Okay. All right. Next way. This is how I was able to get early access to Snapchat shows, which is a very underrated method to get rich, is go work for somebody that has those connections. So for some reason, everybody thinks they need to be Iman Ghazi from the fucking start and just be this god who starts their own business. But chances are, if you're just starting, you don't have money, you don't have connections, and maybe you're working on, you know, a single skill set, the chances that you're going to be better positioned than somebody who's done it before or a company that has all the resources is slim. It's not that it's not possible, especially with these programs that are a little bit more established and not invite only. Like, you can be successful as a beginner without working for somebody, I will say. But if you're trying to get the sauce, that's usually the best way to do it. I went and worked for a talent management company, and since we were working with creators, the platforms wanted the creators to get on the platform. And then I started to see who the platform connects were in the first place, like the people that were working at these platforms. And I used that to build my own personal relationships with them and my own personal relationships with creators, which is just a bonus for when something drops. I have access to creators and I have access to the people that work at the platforms to properly capitalize on them. So underrated way to make money fast is go work at a company and get the connections, get the skill sets, and maybe get some guaranteed money while you're at it. But that's just a bonus. A lot of the times, the best platforms are the ones that are quiet. Take Facebook, for example. For some reason, people just never look at Facebook and never talk about it. I'm not really sure why, but Facebook could be one of the biggest printers.
I'm curious, how is your short form video monetization on Facebook going?
It's actually pretty good. Weirdly, it's like over 2 times higher than every other platform. So I don't know what you guys are doing, but
well, that's the arbitrage I was talking about.
Yeah.
The biggest creator in the world is saying that he makes over double the amount than any other platform on a short form content on Facebook, a platform that nobody ever fucking talks about. So if it's quiet, that's usually a good sign. I bet you there's people watching this video that make money on Facebook and are pissed off that I'm talking about it right now. That's always how it goes. Snapchat shows was super quiet. A lot of people didn't know about it. Microsoft Start just came out with their own version of this. People will be like, what the fuck is Microsoft? I don't know. Maybe some people know about it, but basically they have hundreds of millions of daily active users and they're dropping a program. I don't know if it's printing yet, but the point is, big platforms with a lot of users can make a lot of money. So, especially Facebook, for example. So, if it's quiet, I would look over there, even if it's not hyped up and you're not seeing crazy 10K a month videos on it. Step two. So, some of these programs are going to be invite only or application only. I'm going to explain how to increase your chances of actually getting in. This is not mandatory. Not all these programs are like this. So, if you're like, fuck whatever I'm about to say next and it seems overwhelming to you, you can still do this for certain programs. But I'm going to explain things like Snapchat shows or Microsoft, maybe Facebook in some cases where it's application only and you need a portal to get in and start producing content. So let's take Snapchat shows, for example. Back in the day, I was working as like a brand deal gremlin where I would go to creators and bring them brand deals, and I go to brands and say, hey, I have creators, basically middlemaning deals as like this brand agent for creators. But since I was connected to creators, I had an advantage with the platforms. So when I found out that Snapchat shows were a big printer, I just cold emailed people at Snapchat. Okay, I didn't cold email. My partner, Jason, did the cold email and basically said, hey, we have all these creators. Let's bring them onto the platform. So all that you have to say, you can cold email these reps and get in, but the key is looking official. Like if you're just some random gremlin emailing from I Love Basketball 123,
Hell no, man.
you're probably going to be fucked. You need to position yourself like an actual company. Whether that be a content company or a creator service company, you need to look bigger than you are so these people will actually take you serious. It's validation that you're going to bring a quality product to the platform. In Snapchat Show's case, that was, okay, we can trust you to bring creators on for shows. So for example, this is what your website could look like. This is my old company, Fixated. It looks flashy. There's creators on the screen. So when you email from that email or you put the link to your website in your cold email to a Snapchat rep or a rep at any company for an application only process, I just spit everywhere. You can show them your website. This is Get Engaged, another big company that does the same thing. This is Jelly Smack. This is obviously like way too crazy. You don't need to do all this. But the point is to have some validation on the website. Don't just reach out on a Gmail and be like, yo, can I get in? Like, this is like, we have to act like we're doing real business here, guys, okay? So how the fuck do you even get these reps email is a question that I was getting in the comments of my last video. So you can just go onto LinkedIn, search by any company, any platform, and sort by people, and then go to the search bar here and type in partnerships, creators, just search keywords, and you'll see the people in these roles at the company. And then if you download an extension, apollo.io, it's free, or at least a certain amount of credits are free. So it's pretty OP. You can go and get anybody's email directly like that and then just email them. I'm bouncing back and forth a little bit here, but on the website portion of this, you need to make yourself look legit. So I would put some creators' faces in it. Obviously, don't say you manage Mr. Beast if you're just starting, but sometimes you got to, you know, put some creators, make it look a little bit bigger than it is. It doesn't mean that you're lying and that you don't want to offer a good product to the platform, but it is helpful to not look like you're a tiny one-person company, okay? So be prepared to actually provide value and maybe even jump on the phone with a Snapchat rep and not be, you know, in your kitchen or something like that. Like ideally make it look like a bit of a professional setup and explain that you work with creators or you have your own owned and operated channels. And for that reason, you want to get access to a portal on Facebook or on Snapchat. That's your best bet of actually getting a portal. Now, again, you don't need to do this for every single platform. I'm just explaining the best way to do it. And in your email to them, just explain, hey, I see there's a new program that's dropping. I work with creators or I have channels on my own. I would love to get involved and help whatever the platform initiative is. Just make sure you understand what they're trying to do and position yourself as you want to help and you have the resources to do so. That's the kind of email that you want. Don't send something too long. Don't send something too short. Just get your point across, validate yourself with a website, and that's your best bet. So to summarize that, make a site that looks legit, and then scrape their email off LinkedIn using apollo.io, and then send them a cold outreach email that doesn't look like you're 5 years old. Make yourself, you know, official. Now, for example, some of these aren't invite only or application to even get a portal to post. Some of them are like post on our platform and reach these requirements, and then we'll let you into the program. I'm just going to use Snapchat as another example because it's just laid out clear and it's easy. So for their new program, you need to have 50,000 followers, post 25 times per month, and then achieve one of the following the past 28 days, 10 million views on Snap, 1 million spotlight views, or 12,000 hours of view time. These platforms want high quality content, meaning they don't want aggregator spamming faceless stuff, although that's easy and a great way to make money if you can get in with it. It's just not what they want. So you need to play their game and give them what they want. Now, there's still ways that you can leverage, viral UGC content as your own without it being completely faceless, because there's people in our Discord. I know exactly who's watching this right now. He's probably like eager to figure out how to get in. He has like a faceless Snapchat account, and he's been trying to get into this new program, and he's spamming reps with cold emails, but these reps are trying to deal with like bigger things, not some random kid in a foreign country who has a faceless spamming account where he just steals clips. Not that the foreign country thing matters, but you get my point. If you're just some random guy spamming a bullshit clips or just like stealing people's clips on Snap, even though that would make money, they're going to look at that and be like, no, I want a creator that has a face on their content. So sometimes you can get in with faceless stuff, sometimes you can't. Unfortunately, things are evolving where it needs to be a little bit more personal with the face nowadays. So ways that you can still use other people's content with your face on it, for example, is the below.
This guy tried impressing his school by doing push-ups with his teacher on his back. The girls were shocked and the guys found it hilarious, and he definitely got a girlfriend after this.
These are all clips where reacting or telling a story about clips. Here's another example of that.
Man who did a cannonball in Bass Pro Shops has just spoken out, and we now have some answers. Yesterday, the police were called into a Bass Pro Shops after a naked man did 15 cannonballs.
So you see the point. Either react to clips in a high quality way or tell the story of the clips. This is a way where you can be a creator or a commentary creator while still doing relatively minimal work. It's like the lowest barrier of entry of being a real creator that these platforms would accept. So in some cases, you have to play their game. This is just like Snapchat, for example, but some of these other platforms are also like that. Here's another example of this kid, Cam Casey, who starts it off with a viral clip where it's like an interesting like fact, and then he tests it. So it's like a viral UGC clip, and then he does the whole factor cap thing. There's a lot of these formats that are like relatively easy to do that you can film in a second, where you take some like viral video of like some weird hack, and then you just see if it's real. There's a ton of these different formats that are just easy to do. Let me give you another one, actually. They're guessing what soda goes there. They go in a circle. If they guess right, they get, some food like a burger or some stuff. Like, you can do a lot of this content at home without talking if you have some decent lighting. So there's a lot of basic formats that you can be a creator for, but are still like the lowest barrier of entry to get views and make money. People just spend so much time trying to figure out how they can get into stuff with a faceless thing. And like, dude, at that point, just spend some time being a creator and make half decent content. So step 3, whether it's gate kept, apply only, invite only, or you can just make an account to get in. Once you're there, you actually need to capitalize on it. Being early is helpful. This basically means that the quality that you need to make a large amount of money is at its lowest when you're early. There's like this misconception that it's oversaturated and that you can't succeed in it. That's like almost never the case. It's just a little bit harder because things evolve and people started making better content. So the earlier you are, the lower the quality that you need to succeed. So ideally in the first 2 steps, you found a way to be early to a platform program. Now let's focus on actually printing once we've arrived. Let me show you probably one of the most insane examples of somebody who showed up to a platform program early and just made a bag for relatively minimal effort. That person is Cam Casey, the first person I showed you, where he's doing like these fact or cat videos. I think he would do like random pranks. He was very early to Snapchat Spotlight, and just listen to him tell you how much he made in 3 weeks.
He has made, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it says $3 million since November from Snapchat?
Yeah, so $3 million in the past 5 weeks.
How? What did you do?
Wow.
So I found an article early on, maybe mid-November, about the Snapchat Spotlight thing that they're doing, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is like crazy that they're giving away $1 million a day. I'm like, even if I made like $10,000 just from posting videos on Snapchat, I think like that'd be crazy, But I started posting, and I had a few videos get a couple million views. So I'm like, oh, this is cool. Like, 1 million views, like that's awesome. And then a few weeks later, I got a call saying, hey, for this first week of our Snapchat Spotlight, you're in the 6-figure range of earnings. I'm like, 6 figures, like $100,000? So I was thinking like, oh my gosh, $100,000, this is crazy. And then I got a notification a few days later saying it was like $240,000 for like 3 videos that I posted.
He goes on to make $3 million in 5 weeks. And that was just the beginning of it. I'm sure he started spamming Snapchat for months and years afterwards. That's an example of being early. He was just posting videos early on Snapchat Spotlight, and that's what happens. But so how to capitalize on this? So every platform basically follows the same mechanics. They want users to spend more time on their platform. So you basically need to find a way to help them do that. There's 2 ways you can do it. 1, with your own content, and 2, helping creators use their content to do it. Usually creators are distracted doing multiple different things, so you can help them specialize on Snapchat or on Facebook or on TikTok Shop, and then you can split the revenue with them for doing that. So first, if you're doing it yourself, you're gonna wanna look for content formats that are the lowest barrier, that are the easiest to do, that have high viewership potential. Obviously, this needs to be within guidelines and you can't like cheat this, but you don't need to make a Mr. Beast level production. So go in, find what's working already, and then just change it by 5 to 10%. It's the age-old zoink and twist method. It's what all of my successful friends, at least when they got started doing, they would look at what's popular already, find the easiest barrier of entry content that they could create, and then they would just change it by like 5 to 10%, whether that be different or just like making a certain part of it better. Whatever that 5 to 10% is, it's usually not that difficult, especially if you're early. Roll on the platform, find people that are successful, ask yourself, can I do that? If you can then do that, then twist it a little bit, okay? Most people just copy one-to-one and that can work, but to create like the next level and then, outgrow them, you need to change something or improve something a little bit. I swear to God, every time in the Discord when we're doing like the Q&As for YouTube Shorts and everybody copies Luke's Slam Dunk channel, like everybody's just copying bar for bar, and in some cases not even making it as good as Luke's channel. Like, how are you expecting to get views if you're just straight copying and then you're not even doing it as good? Ideally, you're going to want to change something slightly. So that's like kind of confusing and broad. I'm going to explain exactly examples of how I did this on Snapchat shows and how I did it on Fortnite. So on Snapchat shows, at that time, I was onboarding creators because I wasn't making content myself at that time. So when I onboarded my first 20 creators, I started to see who was doing the best for the least amount of work. And then you guessed it, I just copied what they were doing and did it myself and changed it slightly. And then I doubled my revenue. So that is kind of a hack if you're doing the creator service angle. When you're helping other creators, you can figure out what's working a lot faster if you can't just see that on the page. And then you can take, their process, their formula, and do it on your own. That's what I did on Snapchat shows. We doubled the revenue just from that alone. On Fortnite, Luke and I saw a TikTok video of clicks going over the payouts. We looked at the Fortnite homepage where these maps are, where you could get paid if you created your own game on Fortnite. And all of the thumbnails for the games were complete horseshit, dog shit. These developers had no idea how to make a thumbnail for God knows whatever reason. So Luke and I's strategy was like, let's go and copy what's already working. The simplest game, the cheapest game to create. We paid somebody on Discord $300 to copy a gun game format that was working. We made a better thumbnail than the existing one, and then it went top 15 in the world instantly. And then we went on to make $1 million on Fortnite, doing that same thing, rinse and repeat. So copy what's working, change it slightly or improve it slightly. And being early, which is the timing aspect of it, which is the first 2 steps, will help the first 2, aka making content and improving it slightly, easier. So the earlier you are, the easier it is. Copy what's working, change it a little bit, yada, yada, yada. I'm yapping. I'm not a fucking genius at all. Like, I had no idea. I'm not a game developer. I have no idea how to code. Don't feel like you can't do this or it's overwhelming, because it's just not. It's really not. You just need to start punching and trying shit, and then you'll be in a good position with the right skill sets at the right time to make a bunch of money on these platform programs. And they happen every single year. These kind of things still happen. This is not the lottery. This is kind of like the lottery where you can stack the chances in your favor. Some other examples that I didn't do myself, but I had friends that did. On TikTok Creativity, they were paying you to make videos over, a minute and 1 second long. People figured out that Reddit stories were a great way to keep people engaged for over 60 seconds. He literally just started spamming Reddit stories where they'd go on Reddit, take the story, put it into the TikTok format with Minecraft footage playing at the end. And when they were early to that format's a little bit washed now, but when they were early on TikTok creativity, that was printing, and they had like 20 Reddit accounts doing 1 billion views a month, making God knows how much. So they were early. They saw a format that was working. They just operationalized it, and they just did it more. It's really that simple. I feel like it sounds dumb. Like there's no like, oh, really, that's it? But it is kind of that basic. You just need to be aware of the formats that are working, aware of the program itself, and then you need to have half a brain to execute on it, and hopefully some internet access that is mandatory. Another example of this for TikTok Shop, you can go on Fastmoss, you can find what products are top selling. Okay, today the top selling product is 10 count dishwashing rags. Okay, interesting. $1 million in GMV with a bunch of affiliates. I don't do TikTok Shop, so I don't pay for this shit. You can upgrade to the plan. I'm sure it's cheap. They paywalled this. Last time I checked, it wasn't paywalled. But the point is, they show you the affiliates that are making the most money with the top selling products. And I swear to God, I've seen moms that just make a video with their kid and a product that generate like 100K in GMV off a single video. And then that stacks. They keep posting videos. And these are just random mothers fucking making videos because they know about TikTok Shop, and they're copying what's working, people. They're literally just copying and changing it slightly. Let's look at this lovely woman here explaining how she made some bread on TikTok Shop.
I did the math right before we got on the call, and just that crazy viral video right now has done almost 100K in GMV in like less than a month.
This lady is fucking selling liquid IV, people. She's like just a random lady. Okay, like I don't think she's doing anything special. 300K in GMV from selling liquid IV on TikTok Shop. Is she a genius? Does she do anything that you cannot do? No, she just saw a platform program. Maybe she was early and just started doing what was working. It's just like the same story over and over and over and over. And how many times are you gonna watch other motherfuckers land a big win and you're just like, oh my gosh, how did they do it? They're so lucky. Is there like this overnight success? It's like, no, there is a formula to this shit every single time. Okay, so that's how you do it yourself. Helping creators do it is a little bit different, so let me explain this. This one is the less popular version because it's a little bit harder, but in some cases, if you have some decent ability to hop on the phone and just talk to a creator and explain an opportunity, you don't need to make any content yourself, and you can help others leverage their content to make money with it, because even creators aren't capitalizing on these programs. So if you can help them do it and help guide them and specialize in something, you can make a bunch of money off the backs of content that was created by somebody else. So let me explain. My personal example of this is when I first got that Snapchat portal, I had no idea how to make any content at the time. All I knew was how to get in contact with creators. So I would simply make a good cold email reaching out to them, and I would use the platform itself to create FOMO. So since I knew people were making a lot of money off of it, I just went to the email, explained all of the exciting parts about it, and that I would help them do that. This is the exact email that I use to sign 200 people to Snapchat shows. This is the exact email that I used to sign like 150 people on the Snapchat shows. I had like a 90% success rate. Subject line, Snapchat show interest. Hello, name, put their name. We are working closely with Snapchat to onboard syndicated Snapchat shows. You are in the target genre for shows they were looking to onboard. Okay, interesting. Are they in the target genre or not? Yes, probably, but like, you know, it's just language that seems official, okay? And took a keen interest into possibly greenlighting a show for you. Why did I say keen interest? I don't know. I thought I was from the fucking UK. This was 3 years ago, but it's good enough, okay? We took an interest in greenlighting a show for you. This is not, hey, please sign up for Snapchat shows. Please, hey, I'm fucking some random person and I want to make money off your content. The perception needs to be this is official and we're considering you, okay? Flip the script, people. Flip that shit. You are in the driver's seat. This is a very lucrative opportunity as the CPMs are very large for Snapchat. In other words, this shit is motherfucking printing, okay? If you're interested, I would love to send more details and get this through ASAP, a little bit of urgency. So this feels personalized, official, I can make money, and there's some urgency attached to it. This shit just worked like crazy. I don't know what to tell you. This shit worked. I didn't know how to make any content myself. We would onboard them, and then what we would do is we would take their existing content if they're a YouTuber, and we would cut it down to the Snapchat format, which is 3 to 5 minutes. Download their YouTube video, chop it up to a 3 to 5 minute compilation, post it on Snap, do all of the work for them, and then do a split with them. We were doing 60-40 splits, 60% in their favor, and we would get 40% of the revenue for just doing that slight bit of work. and then posting it onto the platform. So the offer to creators is there's a platform program. You're not focused on it right now. We specialize in it. We'll do all of the work for you and send you checks at the end of every month, basically, with the revenue, and then we'll do a split on that. So to a creator, it's like, oh shit, no extra work for me, extra money, sounds good. So that's an example of how you can do that on Snapchat. Now for TikTokers, I know just to go back to this real quick, there was YouTubers that we cut down their content, and then there was TikTokers that just had shorter content that wasn't the 3 to 5 minute Snapchat show range. So we literally just take their TikToks and stack them back to back and make a compilation, then we post that. That's an example of how you can leverage other creators' content to make money and then do a split with it. Obviously, you have to do fair splits, give them the majority of the percentage. The max you can do is 50-50 if you're providing a fuck ton of value. Don't be a slime, actually be a stand-up person and provide like a real service. This is not like robbing banks, people. This is actually just making a legitimate business. But you don't need to be 50 years old in a suit to do this at all. I mean, I was 21 years old. I had no idea what I was doing. I probably sound like a certified frat bro on those calls because I still sound like a certified frat bro. So in short, helping creators on platform programs is just getting access to it, understanding it deeply, seeing creators who are not capitalizing on it that could, and then helping them do it, and then taking a split of it. Take their content to do the thing, take a split of the revenue from the thing. So you're saving them time, you're helping them make more money, and you get money in return without having to make content or do any of that yourself. So now you can leverage hundreds of creators' content instead of just your own. This is an underrated method. There's nobody selling a course on creator service right now, which is probably a good sign that there's a lot of alpha there. I will say though, it is a hell of a lot easier on platforms where you need invite only or an application process, because if you get a portal like I did on Snapchat, now the only way for people to post is to go through somebody who has a portal. And if you have a portal, not only are you doing all the work, but they have to go through somebody with a portal to even get on the platform. So it becomes a double whammy. If you can get into a situation like that, that's great. But a lot of these platforms are trending slightly away from that model. But I think Facebook has that slightly. And then Microsoft just started and they have something like that. Most of them are opening up to anyone. So for creator service, most of the work comes in just actually providing value and helping them, reformat their content or whatever that may be for the program. It's less about you giving them access and more about doing the work for them. I followed this playbook to make $7 million on Snapchat. And then Luke and I made $1 million on Fortnite. And now we're focused on YouTube Shorts and long form. And there's a whole load of ways to make money now. In fact, there's more methods than ever. Just because something is not new doesn't mean that you can't make money on it still. TikTok Shop, I don't know if TikTok creativity pays, but I see fucking people swearing to God that it still pays. Anyways, there's so many methods nowadays that are live as we speak that you can make money on. I'm making a whole video going over all of the methods that I know about. And I have like a successful person in each one of them giving practical steps on how to be successful with it. Nobody sells a course, all 100% genuine information. That is coming out hopefully next week, although that shit will probably get delayed because I don't fucking know. My editor just says the shit's delayed. Anyway, look out for these thumbnails. If you see these thumbnails on your feed, just think, oh, I remember I watched this video. Look at that thumbnail. That was the one that he said to click on so you can increase my CTR. That's our transaction here. I'm trying to give you as much detailed information as I can. In return, you see a main channel video, you fuck with me, click it. Don't just watch it for 1 second. If you're getting bored, at least just let it run on one volume in the background. Support a player. Summarizing all of this, these billion-dollar platforms need their new programs and initiatives to succeed. So when you align yourself with a billion-dollar platform that needs their fucking shit to work, and you're there doing the thing that they want you to do, they will sneeze out millions of dollars to you. And if not millions, 10K a month or whatever fucking number gets you excited. It is all very tangible and doable for any regular person. I'm not special. I'm not smarter. I'm not a fucking genius. I'm just in the right place at the right time, ready to fucking make shit happen, okay? I would also get around other people that are doing the same thing. That's also helpful because you just get information quicker. So build a tribe of people, join the Discord of whatever people are in there all trying to do the same things. If not, that's fine. Also, I don't know by the time this drops or not, but we're thinking about doing a newsletter where we basically just give all of the sauce that we're seeing, all of our insights and insider information, just putting it into a newsletter. Right now, it's mainly YouTube focused because that's where we're making most of our money from. But if you want to get insider info, or just not really insider info, just access to better information that, you know, your friend would give you, then click the link in the description. We'll put all the sauce that we know in there. That should help you at least start to get into the right position for platform programs or anything YouTube related. So yeah, click the link. This is the first time I'm pushing somebody to anything in a YouTube video. Click the link below to the newsletter so we can quickly sell you with a high ticket mentorship. For just $789, you can change your life. Anyways, I'm just kidding. That's not coming. Although for just $789, you can come to our Hollywood Hills mastermind, where we're going to tell you the one thing that you need to know to succeed in 2025. Join our super deep WAP community, where we're going to be shilling out hella sauce for real. Hella seminars, hella sauce, hella masterminds. I'm just literally yapping at this point. Hopefully you got some fucking sauce from this video. If you guys are still confused about shit, ask me in the Discord, ask me in the comments. And there should not be a lot of you watching this video, because this is not main channel. I know my main channel video, I said there'd be fucking a few of you people, and there ended up being 200,000. Okay.